I can't stop staring at Conor McGregor's dick. And that's not an Angelo quote. That is a Chael Sonnen quote, but I think we all universally agree.
Oh, no, we do not. No, do not include me into your drama, buddy.
Yeah, right.
No.
You didn't expect that thing? Yeah, right. You're like, him and I are both short, but how come he's got this and I've got this? I know that's been running through your head the last 2 days.
Oh, Angelo, I thought it was small. So, I mean, like, what are you talking about? I thought it was small. Angelo, obviously you're comparing it to yourself. So,
I mean, that's a good size. Well, my name's Angelo. This is Josh Thompson, and welcome to Bad Takes. The internet was taken by storm yesterday when Azealia Banks got a DM from Conor, and it was just butt naked Conor in a locker room. 2 pictures. One hanging out like this, but his arm was crooked, or not his arm, his speckle was crooked. And the other one was like this, except there was a weight attached to it, and it just said exercising. And then he wrote, don't tell anybody, don't be around.
Zoom in to look and see what it says?
It's the wallpaper of my phone.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's not the wallpaper of my phone.
Look, the fact that you sent me a fucking eggplant emoji the day before and then this comes out the next day, it really has me thinking that you guys were in cahoots in this whole situation. It's strange. So I called up Conor and I was like, hey man, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he just was like, I got out. No big deal. Like, it's no big deal. Like, what are you doing? And yeah, this is exactly like, and Uncle Chael talked to him too. And Uncle Chael,
wait, you're being 100% serious? You called him?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, what's up? Like,
I thought you were joking.
No, why? Why would I joke about that? Like, what are you doing?
I don't know. Hey, saw your dick.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, when you're a kid, right? You're 14 years old. You're showering inside the locker room. Everyone sees each other's dicks. It's not a big deal, right?
Oh,
we're not grabbing people by the pussies, but I mean, we're fucking, we're swinging dicks around. I mean, that's how it goes. It doesn't matter when you train, right? At AKA, we've got a locker room, or not a locker room, but a shower. Everyone showers in the same one. Fucking, I mean, the only ones that you don't see, the hoo-ha is all the Dagestanis. They all shower when we're on. Yeah. So they keep themselves covered. Hey, whatever, more power to them. But anyway, bottom line is he's out there showing the hoo-ha. But why would you go unsolicited? Like, do you know this person?
Like, tell them what that even means, because they weren't talking back and forth. He just sent a dick pic to somebody, a famous person.
Yeah, and not only that, but then why you got to read the room. She is not. You could tell she's not trying to fuck around with a potato dick Irish dude. That's not her style. So
correct.
you've got to know the room. And that was definitely, you were just asking to be thrown out there. You were asking. And Uncle Chael was like, yo, I don't know what he was thinking. Uncle Chael was like, hey man, like, he just decided to go fucking full retard. It's really what he did. And you never go full retard. I
mean, he's got a big one. Like, there's an extra chromosome in there. Listen, I want to pretend that's a small dick. That's a good for a man his size. That is a good sized dick, and it's holding up a weight.
Is it big or is it just uncircumcised? Because it looks,
the extra skin helps. The extra skin does help add brevity to the whole situation. I don't know, but
I wouldn't know either.
Jacob and I were just.
I didn't even know uncircumcised penises were still a thing.
I didn't either, but
like
they're coming back. He's European, so I guess maybe European.
They don't do it over there.
The hell do I know? I'm not in locker rooms staring at dicks.
You don't have friends in Europe? Oh, sorry. I went to the next level where all athletes actually, like, sorry, like, I did it at a later age, we were like, I was around other athletes. Like, I know you had never been that way. Like you probably
we would just shower at home after wrestling practice.
No, like, fucking. Let me see. I'm interested to see what your back looks like ringworm spots all over.
Oh no, I'm a germaphobe. I like boil my body, and it's never.
Like, how do you not shower right after practice?
Just fly home. I put down towels, sit on the towels, fly home, shower. All my clothes gets washed immediately. Like, every gi I've ever owned, I don't even train the gi, and that thing gets bleached every time immediately.
That's just gross. That's just gross. Like yeah. I mean, like, I had trained with guys, and I'll leave them nameless. Actually, no, I won't. Brian Ebersol, the hands down probably one of the worst. And my other buddy Rich Crunkleton. Those two guys were the fucking worst. Yeah. Brian Ebersol would stay at my house. He'd come into town from, I think he's from Indiana or Illinois. He'd come into town, train at AKA, and then fucking stay at my house. And he'd fucking lay on my couch after practice, not showering.
Yeah,
Josh
no,
Conner, I'm
that's
like,
not
hey,
okay.
hey,
Yeah.
hey, I said, like, if it was a leather couch, I could just wipe it down with Lysol, but it was like a cloth couch. So I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
you got to shower, dude. You got to shower. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do it right after this. No, 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 you got to do it now.
Yeah,
You got to do it
100%.
now. Now, Rich Crunkleton was different. Rich Crunkleton didn't give a fuck. He just didn't shower. Like literally, like he had like in the beginning when I met Rich Crunkleton, we used to call him Cleet. He had one of the most beautiful like Russian wives, like straight up like Russian wife, like from Russia, everything. Beautiful Russian wife. She told him at one point, "I will not have sex with you unless you shower," because he hadn't showered in like a month.
Ugh.
It's fucking just, and he trained every
It
day.
is
At least
disgusting.
twice a
Yeah.
day he trained. And I'm like, bro, this is horrible. Like, what are you doing? Like, he just was like, nah. But he was also the kind of guy that would like, he would take a shit with the door wide open, and as you walk past, he'd like
Just
wipe his
doesn't
ass.
care about
and show it
anything.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tried to show you him wiping his ass. Like, hey man, come check it out.
Oh.
And he'd be like, oh, you fucking scummy bastard.
And
But
I
he,
bet if he had millions of dollars and a rock hard weight cock, he'd be DMing it to strangers unsolicited.
he was hilarious.
Same kind of vibes.
Honestly, he's probably somebody right now that would just not stop talking about this dick. He's that kind of guy. He'd be like, yeah, I saw his dick. Did you see his fucking dick? Man, I couldn't stop looking at his fucking hammer. Da 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 da. So it's just fucking great. It's fucking great. I mean, what are you doing?
That's the what are you doing is what's crazy. Because first of all, he's got a ton of money. He's still very famous and may or may not dabble in party drugs and stuff like that, but he's still a famous dude that's got a ton of money. People still like him and want to be around him. He can party and get into as many random women as he wants to. But he's not married. He has been with Dee for like 15 years. She supported him when he had nothing. Like, she is a huge part of his success. And he's just running around doing this. All right, maybe he's a hound dog. He got too much money too fast. Maybe they have an agreement. Like, who am I to judge their relationship? Maybe they have an agreement where she's like, yeah, I know what you do. Go do your thing, whatever. But it is like this blatant. You're just setting unsolicited. Like, this isn't even like, oh, I'm out. Like, met somebody, slide up to the room, come back down. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
Okay,
It's
a couple
crazy.
things. Remember the loyalty quote, like, I don't necessarily like that whole loyalty shit is like completely out the door now. Like,
Oh, I
totally
don't party any, or partying is like the whatever of the devil. Yeah, that's all nonsense.
just coming back to bite him in the ass. Like that was a long time ago when he was young, up and coming. I think right before he fought Aldo, like I consider loyalty be the big thing, and if you have loyalty, you have nothing. Then there's that. And then you turn around and just recently comes out and said, oh, I stepped out on D and I shouldn't have, and then here we are months later, not even years, months later, stepping out on D. And this is the worst part of it all to me, Angelo, the worst part. I honestly believe, because they have 4 kids now, I think, right? 3 or 4?
There's a good amount of them.
Anyways, she still looks really fucking good for having 4 kids. And why are you cheating on your girl who has been with you through thick and thin, help support you, whatever it is? Why are you cheating on her with fucking 2s and 3s or 3s and 4s? That's what baffles me. Like, this girl is the woman of the mother of your children, and she's been with you through thick and thin. That has to say something. And for you, did you see the fucking fat Mexican chick he was fucking hanging out with?
I thought she was Indian, but yeah.
Whatever.
It was because there's 2 things this weekend. One, his wiener made its way onto the internet, and 2, he's just out in the open hugging on and like, cuddling up with some random chick. Like, not
that girl looked like fucking Potato Bob, like whatever.
Just a regular, she's just a regular person. Yeah.
She was pear-shaped with fucking skinny legs. Like, it was disgusting. It was, and then she had like this outfit on, right? And then it had like the white clips. Yeah. I thought it was like safety pins holding her fucking bathing suit on. It was, anyways, I'm baffled by it all. It just really throws me for a loop that you put yourself in that position and you just did it like you don't care. And then
maybe that's the only way through it.
Or yesterday was his birthday or something like that. Today or yesterday was his birthday. I'm like, gosh, happy birthday to you.
Yeah. He's got it all. Money, cock.
Okay.
Happy birthday.
But Angelo, if you're worth, let's just say, I think someone told me, I just recently read he's worth about $450 million.
Yeah, because he made over 100 from Mayweather. He sold the whiskey for 300. Like, there's a lot there.
Yeah, he made almost 200 from the Mayweather situation.
Yeah.
After all said and done, yeah, closer to 200. And then he sold the whiskey thing, Proper 12. I think that was like another 250 or something like that is what he made, almost 300. He's worth about 400, but he's lost a lot of sponsors in recently, and he's going to probably
That
continue to
court
lose
case
more.
that you mentioned where he's like, I shouldn't have stepped out. He lost that court case and then immediately lost all his sponsors.
Yeah, and so that's a dig. Anyways, but why are you cheating or messing around with? If you're worth that amount of money, you should be fucking cheating with fucking.
You could do it in private. Yeah.
Well, no,
Yeah.
no, no. Like, look, and I'm definitely not condoning him cheating. I'm simply saying if you're worth $450 million, they should be fucking supermodels. You don't see Leonardo DiCaprio with the body who looks. He's now the male version of a pear shaped dude, the
Yeah.
total dad bod, right?
He looks like he's melting.
His girl is fucking a supermodel, and she's 19 years old. Like, he's single.
And
He can do
Connor
whatever
has
he
more
wants.
money than he does.
Uh,
He's got to be rich, dude. Leonardo DiCaprio, $450
we got to
million
look
is a
up.
lot of money.
That's something I want to fact check that.
Okay, here we
I
go.
want to fact check that. But regardless, in any way, you should not be fucking around with fucking Oompa Loompa over there, the one that we saw you with, right? Like, I mean, if she was painted orange, she could fit right in on fucking Willy Wonka. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. I don't and reading the room when you're sending unsolicited dick pics just didn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. She's not fucking around with potato dick Irish boy. It's just not happening. Like,
What'll be interesting over the next few days, because it does seem oddly targeted, meaning like they don't hang out, they don't talk. It's not like he shot his shot with a woman he's interacted with before. Like they don't seem like they've ever interacted at all, and he just sent it, which is like an odd thing to do. And then she was like, "Ew," screenshot it, posted it online. That's a weird thing to do. So what will be interesting over the next few days is if there's other women that are like, dude, I got the exact. There's no way he took it just for her. He must have sent that exact same picture to multiple people. He must have, right? He must have sent it across many people. At least we know he's not a racist. Good for him.
is that what you? Is that all you pulled from that whole situation?
Good for him.
Yeah, I mean, look,
A Mexican woman or an Indian woman, a black woman. He doesn't. He's got
dudes
no.
that are trying to score. They don't discriminate when it comes to pussy. It's not about
Some
that.
of the least racist people in the world.
They're just trying to get it, bro. They're trying to get the winky wet, and that's it, bro. Even if they gotta try to grab him by the pussy, they're just like, "Hey, come here."
It does have to suck for D because it's embarrassing for her. And for all we know, there is an agreement. Like they might literally have an agreement. There's plenty of people that live with open marriages and stuff like that. I'm assuming, especially in that world of uber rich. But even if there is an agreement and it's like I don't care what you do, just don't rub it in my face. Even if that's the case, it is being rubbed in her face. Now the whole world, and I don't know if it's she just loves him endlessly, or at this point they're in Ireland. It's not America. There's no common. I don't know. I'm not a legal expert.
Yeah.
There might not be a common laws, meaning like in America, if you're with somebody for 7 years but you don't actually get married, they're still entitled to half your shit. That may not exist over there. So maybe she's sticking around for the money. I don't know. But even if she's 100% okay with it, like, yeah, we know the deal. We have an arrangement. I also, have my own partners. To have it be this public and in her face and on the internet like crazy and TMZ is just nuts. And this is a week after the BKFC press conference. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That dude was coked through the roof in that.
I don't want to say it because we don't know. We can't specifically say.
He appeared allegedly and appeared to be.
Okay. So, yeah. That being said, there's a couple ways I want to go with this. The D thing, like, yeah, I do feel for her, to be honest, because, and the reason why it's like, oh, well, she could just leave. No, she cannot just leave, you guys. Let's just make sure everyone understands. There's already been obvious ties between him and the Irish mafia, like all that stuff. Like, she's not just,
I didn't know that.
She's just not picking up her kids and we're leaving you. That's not happening. So, like that whole you fuck with me, you stuck with me. That's kind of where she's at right now. Like there's you can't be worth that amount of money and live in Ireland and not have to pay the price. And he pays his dues. He's connected well within. She's just not up and leaving with the kids. That's not happening. And I don't think she can make it to the States and be able to make it here and do it here. So she'd have to. They're just not leaving. The part that I feel like the part that I feel the most bad about is The internet's undefeated and the internet is forever. And his kids will see this later on down the line. He cannot hide this from them. It is going to be on the internet forever. The dick pic, the scandals, all of these things will not leave. You can research them and find them, and that's the hardest part. Your kids will either grow up two ways. They will grow up to hate you because of what you did to their mother, or they will grow up to be a menace just like you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. Those are the only two options.
Yeah, true.
That's really it. Like, they're going to think they can get away with everything you got away with because of your money. Or they're going to be like, you fucking disgust me. You did this to my mom.
Yeah.
Those
True.
are the two things. And no matter how much you can talk to him, or no matter how much you can relate with him, or not relate with him, but justify what he did or not justify what he did, regardless, the end game for me is always going to be about the kids. I feel bad for the kids because they didn't ask to be brought into this. The wife, not the wife, but Dee has been part of his life from the beginning of his career, and carrying him through and all of those things. She ain't leaving, and I don't think she can leave. That's my personal opinion. I don't think she can leave. You know, if she did leave, she'd want to take the kids, and I don't think she could leave with the kids and leave safely. So that's where I'm at on that. I just felt really bad for the kids because at the end of the day, the internet's undefeated and it's forever, and that'll still be around.
Yeah, the kid thing's definitely very. You're right. Those are the only two outcomes, because it would be very hard to be like, I love my dad. Yeah, he's kind of an idiot, but he's the best. Like that is a very hard. That's probably a very hard goal to get to, and it is going to be tricky for the kids for sure. And you're saying she might not be able to just pick up and leave, but maybe for all we know, they don't really see each other that much anyway. Like, who knows? I don't know if they live in the same house. This guy's always somewhere else in the world randomly for long periods of time. So it is just a wild situation, and it sucks because he doesn't need the money. That's probably part of the problem here. Without needing money, you quite literally can just do whatever you want to do. You don't need money. You don't have to bow down to anybody. You don't have to do anything anybody said. You don't owe anybody anything. You have unlimited resources. Who cares? Do whatever you want. And it sucks because I kind of wish he needed money so that he would get his act together and show up to fight one more time. Like, just fight Michael Chandler. Fight somebody.
You're doing it for selfish reasons, though.
For my entertainment purposes. Yeah. Correct. Yeah, not for anybody. But I also do think if he were to actually fight, I think it would force him to rein in all this bullshit. You have to rein some of it in to actually show up and make weight and train. And before the toe incident, which at this point in time, maybe it wasn't a toe, right? But before the toe incident at International Fight Week last year, where he had to pull out of the Chandler fight, he did seem to have his life together for a little while, was slimming down, wasn't bloated, red-faced anymore, and was on his way to come back into a fist fight. So he's definitely done. I've been saying for years he's never going to fight again, but it's every week is just more and more apparent. This guy's just doing whatever the hell he wants. He doesn't care.
Well, like you said, though, like, even if you said, hey, get back on track and have a fight, the problem is, though, is he doesn't need the money.
Yeah.
So, and at 37 years old, I remember where I was at 37 years old, and I didn't need the money, but I needed the money. It was one of those, like, I'm good, but I could always use more money. Yeah, sure, you can always use more money, but he's got enough, and so he doesn't need it. He can go ahead and live probably the rest of his life, and maybe even 2 lives, unless he completely blows it.
Yeah, unless he goes wild.
Yeah, unless he goes fucking insane. But that being said, like, he doesn't need the money, so he'll never be back. He'll never get into a camp. And I remember being at 37, I didn't enjoy the training as much as I did when I was 30, when I was 20, 27, 29, 31, 34. It was around that 37 age where I'm like, yeah, this is not as fun as it used to be. It's not. It just is a mental thing. And now the fact that you don't need the money, it makes it even more difficult.
And you were sort of in a different situation, I guess, too, because you were at American AKA, and you had a tight group, and then obviously it expanded, but you had people that were bold enough to hold you accountable. You have people that are close enough and care enough about you to hold you accountable. And fine, you're not Conor McGregor superstar status, but being in a gym like that with people that genuinely care about you and have been around you since the beginning, they will hold you accountable. And they're not just going to be yes men that's let you go, fall off a cliff and live whatever dumbass life you want to live. Conor has none of that. Conor got huge. His team came with him. Like, they didn't get big together. His coach just sort of fell into the Conor trap. They haven't produced anybody outside of Conor. So everybody around him since day one of some fame has been a like, yes, man, I'm here for the ride. And he doesn't have anybody holding him accountable or keeping him grounded outside of D. And that clearly doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, look, John Kavanaugh tried to hold him accountable, and like once he got to a certain amount of money, there was like, I don't need to listen to anybody. I've done it all. I've done this. I've done that. I'm great. I'm creating business deals. Then you get a manager or an agent, right? That's putting you into business deals or putting you into movies or putting you into positions where you're sitting down at tables, having conversations with people that are billionaires and going like, yeah, let's go ahead and start this project. Let's start this project. And they're picking your brain on how to do it and be involved in it. You don't need your coach anymore. That was the gym owner. You know what I mean? Like, and that process it's already washed out. It's done. We've used up that area, and now let's move on to these other areas. I agree with you. I had Trevor Prangley, who I wrestled with in college. I knew each other. We started training together around the same time. He actually started training jiu-jitsu a little bit earlier than I did. And I was training the Muay Thai portion. And we ended up hanging out more often and working together. And then when we got to California, I brought him into AKA because I moved back to California from Idaho. He was the guy holding me accountable. Like, we'd be training together for fights, understanding we were probably on the same card, or he was fighting a week or two before me or after me, whatever it was. He's like, hey man, like I know you fight in 3 weeks, but you were at the club last night till 2 a.m. What are you doing? Like, and he would hold me. I'm like, you're right. You know what? You're right. Just I have, 4 more weeks or 3 more weeks. Let's just get dialed in. I was still training hard, but he knew that, like, yeah, you're not looking as good as you normally look. And I can tell you why. And it was the relationship I had with Trevor Prangley was the thing that kept me just on track. He just knew how to kind of snap me into it, like the big brother kind of situation. And that was Trevor. Javier Mendez and Bob Cook, very similar situation. They didn't know because they didn't ever go out or do anything, and they weren't living with me at the time. And so on the weekends, Bob would go home because he did live with him, and Bob and I lived together. He would hold me accountable, but when he was gone on the weekends, and that's when I did all my dirty work. That's when I was out just, having a blast, right? Doing my thing. So I'd train hard, and Bob would see me all the way till Friday, train hard. Then he'd leave Friday, and I'd be home by myself on the weekends, except with other fighters. And they would be there visiting out of town, training, and they'd be like, damn, Josh is always out. Damn, Josh is gone all the time, right? Trevor was the guy that reeled me in, man. Just literally bring it in, dude. Yep. You're getting a little bit too saucy. Your performances are showing. You're better than that, and I knew I just needed to hear it from somebody that I looked up to. Trevor was one of my best friends, and if not my best friend, best man at my wedding, that kind of thing. So I've known Trevor for a long time, since wrestling in college. We wrestled together. So that Bob Cook, Javier, having someone hold you accountable. D cannot control that anymore. No, the money keeps you from allowing others to control you. That's what money does. You can do your own thing with that amount of money. And he's doing it. Sadly, he's doing it with fucking 3s and 4s.
Well, and he has real money too, actual money in his bank account, not like stock or not future money. Like, it's real money that he already has, that he's been paid. So he can't even be held accountable by business partners. I have the actual money in my account. It's mine forever. So it is a very different dynamic. So yeah, it's an unfortunate fall. He's probably the fastest rise we've ever seen in this sport, or potentially any sport ever. It's a hard.
Jeremy Lin was a pretty big rise, pretty quick, pretty fast, and a pretty
Linsanity. Yeah, but Linsanity lasted for a year, and then they're like, oh, he's not that good.
That's what I'm saying. You said one of the fastest rises and one of the fastest falls.
Oh yeah, but the fall was like, he's not that good, and they traded him. Not like, oh, there's his dick. Arrested 36 times.
We're talking about different situations here. You said rise and fall. I wasn't talking about the rise of his dick and the fall.
How the hell do you have Jeremy Lin on the top of your head too? What a wild.
You said rise and fall.
But how did, that's just such an insane. You're not even from New York. Like, where did Jeremy Lin come from?
My wife's Asian, man, so I'm always kind of keeping up with.
That's what it is. You're like Jeremy Ling, Mao.
What did you say?
Ming Lang, Ming Yang.
Right,
I was just trying to. Because then I said Ming Yang, and I just meshed it all together. And just said random shit. No, but it is certainly in this sport, and probably any other sport. There's no way people agree that Jeremy Lin had as big or more people in this. Well, I can't say in the world because there's a lot of Asians. more people in most of the world know who Conor McGregor is
Yeah.
than Jeremy Lin, or quite literally anybody. Everybody knows who Conor McGregor is. People who have never watched the sport, everybody knows who Conor McGregor is. And some for good reasons, some for bad, mostly for bad. And the rise was crazy because at one point in time, he quite literally was the best fighter walking the face of the earth. He's putting people away. He's making it look easy. It's insane. And then,
he can live the rest of his life off of what his social media produces in terms of financially. Even just if he was to basically just have a camera, follow him around daily, which I'm sure he probably does, but have a camera follow him around daily and put that all out publicly. You could see a Truman type show. What was that other show called? Ed TV, I think is what it was, with Matthew McConaughey, right? He could do something like that and people would be fucking glued to it. And he's the type of person that I could see doing that because he gives zero fucks. He's like, forget it, whatever. I've got the Lamborghini yacht. I've got the bigger yacht. I've got cars. I've got everything I need, right? I've got my kids. I've got my I don't want to say wife because it's not his wife, but his girl. Like, and I can do whatever I want. She's open to it, or she has to be open to it, whatever it is. I could see him doing that and then eventually striking a deal with Netflix and being like, yeah, I'll do it for $100 million. And that's how much he just does not care. And he could live off of his social media. What's he got? 30 million followers on Instagram or something, or
something crazy. And everybody, and he's big enough that he gets picked up by the news. He says something, the news picks it up. Yeah. Oh, Conor McGregor tweeted this today. So yeah, he's tremendous. I don't know if you know this. I was in his documentary. I don't know if you knew that.
I don't know. I don't really follow him all that much, to be honest.
I actually was in his documentary. So they had that Netflix documentary about him, Notorious, and they used clips of people talking. And they took me, they used it like 4 times in the video saying he's never going to fight again. And they used me as like the catalyst for his comeback.
Wow.
Like, he's never going to fight again. And then it was like him in the hospital. And here we are. A few years later, he's never fighting again. We got this close last year. I don't even think never fighting.
Close. I don't think we were that close.
You think that was all fake?
No, I think it was all fake. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
up until a balloon. My foot was a balloon. So no, I don't think so.
Up until what point do you think that was fake? Meaning
like 4 weeks out. I think it was fake. I think
you think the UFC knew, or just him?
He thought he was going to fight, and then he got 4 weeks out, and he's like, "Fuck, this is not how I remembered it being. This difficult. Get in this shape to get off the the alcohol and the booze and the partying and the hanging out. The hard part is to walk away from all the excitement. You're back into the grind. You're back on the fucking treadmill or whatever it is. At 11 o'clock at night because you got to get your cardio in that day while everyone else is out fucking it. The gala in France or wherever the fuck, like it's not part of it. And you're like, man, I'm missing out. There's all the upper things that you want to do. You can't be out there fighting MGK on the red carpet, like you'd like to, but no, you got to step inside the cage and fight a real fucking fighter. Yeah, it wasn't happening. I think he got close to about 4 weeks out, wasn't anywhere near the shape he needed to be and felt like he could be. And it was gone. It was done. It was over. And let's be honest. After the leg break, I really don't care to see him fight. He can't kick like he used to.
And he was getting beat up too before that. It's not like he was winning.
I got a broken ankle. I got a broken leg. I have a plate in there with 9 screws. I can't kick like I used to. There's just no way. Doesn't matter. I kick now on the heavy bag. I'm like, ugh, that hurts me more than it hurts other people. It fucking hurts because it's just not there anymore. So on the kicking portion, that's why people are like, hey, how come you don't fight Nate in MMA? I don't want to kick anymore. I don't want to grapple. I don't want to wrestle. I want to focus on one thing. And with Conor, if he'd be smart, if he was going to fight again, just to fight some sort of boxing match.
Yeah.
Be it. I like
different
him and Jose Aldo do it again, but just in boxing, straight up.
Jose at 50 would light up a 38-year-old Conor McGregor right now.
37. He's 38 now? It's 37.
I thought he was 38. If he's not 38, he's getting
regardless.
He had political aspirations as well. I don't know how real that is.
President?
Like, I don't know how real that is. Like, is he actually like on a ticket running, or is he just saying shit?
Be if the dude that fucking sent the dick pic is now your president?
There's no way. Yeah, there's no way. Like,
how crazy would that be?
Like, if he was just a regular womanizer and he has that Leonardo DiCaprio type energy or Derek Jeter type energy where he was cool about it and nobody cares because he's not being a piece of shit, I think he'd be fine. But like all of the arrests and all the convictions
I'm
and
interested,
all
man.
the lawsuits. It's crazy.
Angelo, we want picks, man. We got to put out some betting odds. Like, will Poly Market have the odds on the fact of whether Conor McGregor becomes president or not from Ireland?
They might.
I mean,
Because I don't know how
he
far
lost
he
Dana
is.
White's endorsement right there.
Yeah.
The Dana White endorsement is gone. You know, the Trump endorsement gone. All that's gone now. You lost that with the dick pic. Yeah,
Unsolicited, mind you. If it was one that got released and he was just flirting back and forth with somebody and it was just like whatever, it's very different vibe. That's a different vibe. Like, all right, I'm talking to this girl, we're doing whatever. What do you care? But that's not what it was. It was straight up unsolicited, which honestly has to be against Instagram's policies. He's lucky he doesn't lose his Instagram account. You can't just send pictures.
You know
of dicks
what?
to
His whole thing needs to be that it was AI. It was AI generated. That's why the dick's bigger than it really is. And
I was gonna say it's a good size. That's why he's not denying it. He's like, "Fuck it." Jake, I was talking to Jacob. Jacob's like, "If I was Connor, I would have that thing hanging out in front of a bank account statement. Like, let's go, ladies, DM me. Here we go, DM me. There's the bank account. Here's.
But if it was AI, bro, you would have probably had it circumcised.
I would imagine. I don't even think AI knows uncircumcised exists. I imagine it's only seen circumcised ones to learn from.
What are those little like moles, whatever, with the little two teeth? People were putting those on the tip of it or something the other day. I was like, man. And then between Connor and the dick pic, right? And Elmo got hacked. So the social media was a fucking
Elmo, like from Sesame Street.
Yeah, got hacked.
Has his own Twitter.
Started spouting off anti-Semitic things all over.
My God.
Calling out like the trans community, calling out Kanye West. Like, just went ape shit. Elmo did. So I'm surprised they didn't block that account because it was very obvious that Elmo was hacked.
That is crazy.
It was wild. I said, "Fuck, man, you got to be very careful what you post today because they're coming for you. It doesn't matter. Everyone's catching strays today. Like, whether it's if you say the wrong thing, Connor's coming after you, Azalea's coming after you, Elmo's coming after you. Nobody was safe yesterday on social media. Nobody. I checked my social media today. I fucking had like 400 fucking messages because I posted something about like how no one was safe. And this was a good lesson for social media, you young fellas, of what not to do. And I didn't even reference Connor, but everyone knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So it was, I was just cracking up.
No, it's crazy. The We Want Pics TikTok got hacked. We had it wasn't huge. TikTok's weird space. It had like 8,000 followers or whatever you want to call them.
Oh, wow.
And it got hacked. So I lost it, but it was still at We Want Pics. Luckily, they didn't use it to run like some crypto scam or do any hateful stuff. It was just Spanish videos of random shit. So I don't know what the hell that was about. I reached out to TikTok saying this happened. I got hacked. They make you fill out a form like, when did you open the account? What was the name you used when you opened it? Like all these things to prove it's me. And I did all those things and nothing came of it. There's no customer service. It's a joke. Nothing came of it. Then those people who hacked it changed the name from We Want Pics to something else because they only want the followers. They don't care about so they changed the name. So then I made a new one. And I keep trying to change my name to that, but it's locked. So it's gone forever. It is what it is.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Yeah, I know. Starting over.
Yeah, that sucks. I just got done filming the Dad Dojo with Bobby Lashley and Rich Chow, and we opened up a TikTok, and we've got Rumble and everything like that. Our Rumble account does really well, man. I think we're at like a couple 40,000 on Rumble, but like all of our other channels are just like, we're barely building it, man. It's just taking fucking forever.
Yeah, every platform has its own sort of vibe and stuff like that. And that might just the vibe, it's crazy what takes off, what doesn't take off, and it'll be interesting to see if by Connor sending that picture, if he loses his Instagram because it's this public. That has to be against Instagram policy. It has to be, and to deplatform somebody that big would be very interesting.
They won't do it.
They probably won't because obviously dick pics get DM'd constantly on every platform imaginable. So, and they would have to.
He'll give him a strike. He'll give him a strike probably and be like, "Hey, man, like it's got to be flirting in the middle there somewhere."
Yeah,
you've got to flirt a little bit. All right, well, hey, that's gonna wrap up our talk on Connor's cock. And that's about it. So, Angelo, this is Josh Thompson. You guys join us for next time.
Yeah, and let us know if you like the shape. This. No, I'm just kidding. Cut that part out. No.